What's going on, guys? Welcome back to TBM Sports. Good morning. Hope you all are doing well. Fresh off a Game 7 in the NBA Finals, we have a Monday, new week, June 23rd. I'll give you the MLB best bets right now in this video. We have 3 of them coming to you guys live. But before we get into it, make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us. And guys, I can't believe I'm saying this. It's almost July, all right? So July 4th is almost upon us. It's going to get a little wild here. That's when the festivities start acting up again. So I will be out of town, a couple little mini trips, vacations. So we're going to be taking it on the road for the next couple weekends. So glad you guys are all with me here on the channel. And let's get down into the picks, okay? Little quick recap as well as we get into the outlier for today's games. It is a short slate, still humid, still have that heat dome, winds are blowing, and it's going to be one of those Mondays where I think we could get some runs across the board, but it is a shorter slate, so I want to talk about my 3 best bets. Also, quick recap from yesterday. We did hit the Yankees late run line at plus money. Cubs took a stab at them at plus money, and they ended up losing a lot of runs in that game. And the over in the Arizona-Colorado Rockies game. Unfortunately, we did not have a lot of the Diamondbacks starters come out to play yesterday. So, well-deserved day off. Me personally, I'd be in the lineup trying to get my average up played in Coors Field. But I digress. Full season, 162 games, and they get paid millions of dollars, okay? So we'll get into the games and the action. The first one on the docket is going to be up your screen a little bit. Rangers-Orioles. Now, this is interesting. Lean towards the under and Rangers on this side. Patrick Corbin Day there at Camden Yards. We get Trevor Rogers, who had a bad outing last time out, but I think he does bounce back. The Rangers on the road, different little story, but I think that this is something where it's Rangers money line and backing Patrick Corbin to bounce back as well. But I think the 9.5 is too high. Okay, we look at these games. 70 and 80% collectively for the Rangers and Orioles. They have not scored 10 runs in their last 10 games out. So I do like the under 9.5. You can find a juiced up 10 if you want, but I will be playing passing on this game at this 6:35 first pitch. Okay. Next game, we got to talk about the Braves and the Mets. Paul Blackburn, looking for him to kind of get the Mets, for lack of better words, I don't know if I can swear here on YouTube, but they need to get one, get a little kind of kick in their behind, if you know what I mean. Okay, we look at the Metropolitans and kind of what's been going on with them. Somebody help me on this one, okay? The Mets have lost 8 out of their last 10. They got almost swept by the Philadelphia Phillies, winning 11-4 in one game, but swept by the Atlanta Braves, swept by the Rays, and now they take on the Braves again at home, looking to return the serve, going against Spencer Schwellenbach, which will be a tough task, a tall order. It's something where I don't like to bet against a streak to end. So if I had to play this game, I would be backing the Atlanta Braves, especially after the Braves are off a loss to the Miami Marlins, which, full disclosure, they are a little bit better than I think the theme is with the Marlins. Okay, they're not that horrible at times. There are some spots we can target teams such as the Marlins, teams such as the Rockies, and you probably have that bottom 5 category in your power rankings for the MLB that I kind of look at and cross off more times than not. But there is some value there based on the general expectancies of kind of how people handicap those teams that they just have that negative connotation, right? And unfortunately, as you guys all are aware, you're not going to lose 162 games, right? The White Sox came pretty damn close last year, but there are going to be some spots where you can cash on those clubs at plus money. All right, but no play for me, lean Braves. This is actually one that I would target in the prop department if I was going to get involved. Citi Field, wind blowing a little bit. So that's kind of how I feel about that matchup. I actually will be watching this game. It'll be one of the 5 games that I have on my TVs as we get going. I like how it's a little bit later too. So maybe hit the driving range, and definitely going to be finding some AC. About damn near had a heat stroke yesterday playing. Got to stay off the Miller Lights, but that was a Sunday fun day in the books. And so let's get into the next game. Yankees-Reds. We get Winans going against Lodolo for the Reds. Lodolo's had some regression as the season has went on. As we talk about the New York Yankees here, minus 124 favorites on the road. Got to be honest with you guys. I would be very, very shocked if this one did not go over 10 runs. I'm just going to call it, okay? So I do lean over the 10. The Yankees, though, as much as we talk about Judge and all of their power and all of their, star-studded lineup, and it's actually not that deep as you think. Like Jazz Chisholm, statistically, did have a great first quarter of the season, but as we look at this game, guys, the Yankees have not scored 10 runs in 9 of their last 10. They actually only have one game. They scored exactly 10 runs. But if you look at the Reds, that's a completely different conversation. 7 of their last 10 games, they did have 10 runs or more. So I kind of lean over the over 10 in this spot. I don't want to call a side, but I do think that the Reds maybe have the advantage, but I do think the Yankees can hit the baseball a little bit today in what we're going to be seeing here at the Great American Ballpark. And the way I look at that is it's a coin flip game, right? If the Yankees bats come out, if they show up, if they just kind of get off the bus, Yankees are going to hit the over. Okay, that's just how I look at it. But what we've been seeing from them, right? You got to believe it. They haven't scored 10 runs in 9 of their last 10. So go figure. But we'll look for that. That's kind of where I lean in that game. The next game, we are going to have an official play. This will be Mariners and the likes of the Minnesota Twins. Now, the Twins, they've lost 9 of their last 10 games straight up, but they have been kind of close games. Keep that in mind, okay? They have covered that run line in 5 of their last 10. The totals, we've been seeing some higher scoring affairs, okay? 7 of their last 10 games have went over the total of 8.5. And the Mariners, right? 3 straight games where they've scored 9+ runs. Hitting the baseball. And, guys, if you have not noticed or picked up on it, I do want to kind of give a shout out to Cal Raleigh, okay? 31 home runs, 66 RBIs, almost batting 300. This is before the All-Star break. We have a hitter with over 30 home runs. So keep that in mind. I bet you, and I don't think Barry Bonds is rattling a little bit with his record, but we're coming up on it. It'll be interesting to see if he can get past the 60 or even 61 for that matter. And that's kind of my benchmark, right? With those legends that have eclipsed that milestone in terms of the home run record books, that's a great storyline, something that, it's just, you see the documentaries, you see the movies, and, I'm a kind of a sucker for the nostalgia of the pastime baseball, okay? And so when you talk Maris, you talk Babe Ruth, it's something where those guys, in my opinion, are in their own categories. And then obviously the steroids came into play where we do have McGuire, Sosa, and then Bonds subsequently. So, yeah, it's just kind of how I view that. Very controversial subject, but Cal Raleigh, shout out to him. All right, so that lefty there, 66 RBIs, very impressive as well. Boy, I remember when I was a kid and just, being an Indians fan with the 90s Cleveland teams and just seeing it seemed like the RBIs just back in that heyday. It was just crazy just seeing Albert Bell, Manny Ramirez, Jim Thome, just all these 125 plus RBI seasons and stuff like that. And you just don't see it as much, but it is prevalent. It's just something where the game's different and it's just played way different. But was that a fun time in the 90s. All right. But the Mariners and Minnesota Twins, the wind will be blowing dead out the right. So Cal Raleigh's definitely going to like that. I do want to kind of look into this. It is a shorter slate, so we have some time. I want to show you guys kind of what we're looking at. If we want to get into player props, and we can find the home runs there I just want to check it out with you guys. I wasn't actually even planning on doing this, but plus 185 for a home run. He's hit a home run in 4 of his last 5. And look at this, guys, just absolutely crazy statistically. 33% of the games this season, so 25 of 75 games, he has hit a home run, okay? So for all you EV crunchers out there looking at the percentages and taking that into consideration, he's kind of, the expectations there at plus 185. You're going to have to do the numbers on that, but kind of impressive. I'm just going to give the... kind of give him some credit on that one as we look at this. And I think it's, kind of going against Bailey O'Bear. If we talk about it, 4.5 ERA, I think that this is something where I think that the Seattle Mariners are a strong favorite in this game. I agree with the number. And me personally, guys, at plus 185, you probably have to get to plus 200 before it's value, where you could almost take him every single game to hit a home run to kind of turn that into a profitable system. But for me, I do like the over a little bit. Seattle team total, I like going over. And I do like the Seattle Mariners minus 122, but no official play. Okay, Diamondbacks and White Sox. We will have an official game play in this game. This is where we look at the Diamondbacks. They're rested. They're ready to go against the White Sox. I think they do cover the run line minus 1.5. But this is where we see wind blowing out the left, 20 plus mile per hour wind. That is when it is in that conversation to have any kind of effect on the game. Definitely. I think that we do see this in the Windy City as the White Sox host the Diamondbacks. Look for the Diamondbacks to kind of explode today. I'm going to be taking the over 9 in Arizona and Chicago. Okay. And you're going to have to forgive me, guys. I was talking about Cal Raleigh, got a little sidetracked, but Brian Wu going against Bailey O'Bear, that will be the third official play. All right. I'm going to go into the outs market. I'm going to trust him. Okay. One of my favorite pitchers last year to bet and stand behind. We're going to go after it today. Okay. Is looking at his game logs. Brian Wu. Okay. 3 games in June. He went 6, 6, and 7 innings respectively. Last time out against Boston, I know he was at home, but it was where he threw a 1-hitter through 7. So I look for that to continue. And as the Twins have struggled a little bit, I think that the Brian Wu number here at 18.5 outs at plus 122 has value. I was actually shocked it was plus money. So look for him to go 6 1/3, and we will cash this bet. So taking Brian Wu over 18.5 outs at plus 122. Okay. So that will be an official play. We also will have that to go alongside the over in the Diamondbacks. In White Sox, like I talked about, that's where we see the odds makers kind of agree with me as well. I think this number may climb a little bit up to 9.5. The handle is on 80% to the over, 51% of the bets. So keep that in mind. That will be an official play. 3 games left to get into. The Cubs and Cardinals, another game where I do see some runs expected within the St. Louis Cardinals hosting the Cubs. Matthew Liberatore going against Ben Brown. I like the Cubs as well, okay? And that's kind of where we're going to get into that play. This will be my final official play. The Cubs, we're going to take them over their team total, okay? I think 4.5, as we see this here at plus money. They've hit this at 4 of their last 5. So let's take the Cubs to get 5 runs after kind of a little bit of a nothing burger that we saw out of the Cubs. They did score a lot yesterday, but full disclosure, 6 runs. They got that one home at home, but they unfortunately gave up 14 runs in Seattle Mariners who took 2 out of 3 against them. But collectively, guys, in those last 3 games, they've been hitting the baseball. Like I said, it was essentially 4 of their last 5 games they scored over the total of 4.5. So I do like this one quite a bit. Cubs stay hot. Cubs plus 100 to get over 4.5 runs. That will be my final official play. Red Sox Angels. This is a funky game. Buehler going against Kokonowicz. No play for me. I think this one might be a slugfest. I'm going to stay away from this one. So this will be a clear-cut pass. Washington Nationals. I kind of combine Washington and Nationals in the same word. I don't think anybody's ever done that. Going against the Padres, right? We get Kolek going against Mitchell Parker. And this is one where I do like Kolek quite a bit. So when we talk about this game, looking at the odds, you can see kind of where we stack up. Minus 158 for the Padres, right? But as we talk about the Padres and the Friars in this late night spot, and now this game just got listed on the odds board as I'm making this video, so I don't really, quite frankly, have a lot of the numbers, and I don't really trust a lot of this that you're seeing here on your screen. You're seeing a lot of money on the Padres. In terms of the run line at minus 1.5 at plus 135. Me personally, guys, this is a no play for me as well. The Nationals have kind of exceeded expectations recently. As we look at them, they've won 2 out of their last 4 against the Dodgers. And, it's something where it does set up for the Padres to kind of break out offensively, in my personal opinion. Mitchell Parker, if we want to talk about that young lefty, looking at his starts in June, he does not go over 6 innings quite often. He's given up a lot of hits. The runs, though, are kind of hit or miss, right? Against Colorado, that's kind of where you saw only 1 run allowed. So he had a great outing there at home, at home against the Colorado Rockies, only giving up 1 hit. But before that, 6 hits to the Marlins, 2 to the Texas Rangers, and 3 to the Arizona Diamondbacks. So we'll see if he can keep the Padres bats at bay. This will be a pass for me, but I would lean Padres and runs if I was going to bet this game. All right. So appreciate you guys all tuning in. Enjoy the Monday. We're back at it. The recap of the official bets. Before we get into that, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us. I get to see the numbers. Over 40% of the people who watch this video are not subscribed to the channel. It's completely free to do so. All you have to do is hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and join us. But the best bets we'll have are the Cubs team total over 4.5, Brian Wu over 18.5 outs, and the over 9 in Arizona and Chicago. All right, so appreciate you guys tuning in. Good luck with your picks, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow in the next video. Cheers.